Hey everyone, it's Charles here. I want to show you a skill that you can build naturally in your life. You do not need to go university for this. You do not need to go through a course. This is a very simple problem solving skill, and I'm going to show you through my whiteboard presentation. So we have three ways of solving a problem. Okay, so let me bring this closer to you. I'm going to bring this closer to you so you can see. So this is how do you build your problem solving skills? Obviously, we cannot solve every single problem ourselves. If your swimming pool is really dirty, you need to hire someone. But if you don't know who to hire, you don't know how to solve the problem, right? You might hire a bad one, you might hire a good one. But what I'm trying to say is every single problem, most problems you can solve yourself. Most of them. Some of them you need to outsource. Some of them you need to research. But most problems we can solve ourselves if we are resourceful. There are three ways to solve a problem. Life problem plus actions equals resolution. So the resolution can be good resolution or bad resolution. Okay? So what I'm trying to say is if you don't take action, you never know. I'll give an example. I once had a really big bill that came to me. It was 5-figure bill. I was really scared how I was going to pay it. But because I was working, I lived outside independently for a while. I have decided I'm going to pay this bill myself without asking for help. And I had to make some sacrifices. I sacrificed my holidays. I sacrificed my hotel bookings. I sacrificed many things to pay this bill. But eventually, I raised the money to pay the bill because everything I did, I put my focus into it. And some of the things, so if there was a bill that was out of your depth, you didn't have the cash to pay for it. There are ways to get to it. And one of the things I thought I could work on my income side. Basically, I need to do on top of my work. I need to do Uber. I need to do some part-time work. So I've known my friend. He works part-time outside of full-time work. He is able to look after his family, his wife, his child, and he's able to provide as well. And he's able to accumulate good savings. So one of the options is more work. So through more work, I can accumulate the income to pay the bill. The other one is more saving. I can cut down on eating out. I cut down on that. I did everything, every expense I did was possible. The third wing is see what I can cut off. I could defer some of my bills. I don't recommend deferring your mortgage because mortgage it will affect your credit rating, and who knows, maybe your bank will charge you higher interest. So there are things you could do to stretch out your budget. You could put it as interest only bill but I didn't do that. I was thinking of collecting from my super, and I did my cash flow. I recognized through all the cash flow I had, I managed to pay the bill just by calculating what's going to come in and what's going to go out, what I had to sacrifice, and I was very antisocial for like 5 months just to pay the bill. But I was so happy I paid the bill, and now I can enjoy myself debt free, and I also deferred that bill as well. You can also defer the bill. So this is how you do it. So life problem plus action equals resolution. The only way you resolve a problem is you must come up with scenarios, ways you can resolve it without asking anybody for help. And I did it without asking help because I wanted to work on myself and I wanted to solve this problem. If I can solve this problem, I can solve many other problems. Now, let's take the other way of solving a problem. A life problem comes along. Let's just say you have a really rich family. You got rich people around you to help you out always, and you always have the bank of mom and dad, or you have rich relatives. They say they'll always help you out. So if someone had a big bill or they had a problem, or let's just make an example. If there was a speeding fine or parking fine, and someone says, "Don't worry, I'll always pay for you. You give me the parking ticket, I'll pay for you." You know what that teaches you? It means you you become dependent on that person, and you don't become responsible for it. And because of that person has guaranteed to pay for your bill, pay for your fine, you don't learn the lesson. You don't experience the punishment. So when you do that, you're training your brain to say, this is acceptable. I can park where I want and it doesn't matter. But there might be a day when you take irresponsibly too far and say, I'm going to park in a towing zone, and just say, your family might pay for you, but you will still experience some consequence. You cannot train your brain to be irresponsible, because once you get to have this mentality bailout option or irresponsible, you don't experience what it's like to face the problem and consequences. So I have tried not to ask for bailout when I solve a problem. I always say, this is the problem. This is my problem. This is my bill. This is my fine, or this is my limitation. Where can I go? The best thing to do is use your brain and think, what can I do about it? You can do nothing, or but sometimes doing nothing, it can be even worse. You can do something. You might come up with brilliant ideas to reach that goal. So life problem, bailout, and it equals becomes person become lazy, irresponsible, dependent. Another problem of life is, I'll give a very simple example. Imagine the table. This is your home. You had a table full of food. Your food used to be clean because you always outsourced the problem. But because now the person who's no longer there is not able to clean that thing, she's left. She's no longer able to help, or he's no longer able to help. You haven't got, and you've let that cleaning job to that person. That person is no longer working for you. So what happens? The table is dirty. You might not see dirtiness as a problem because you always outsource it. You never know how to clean the table. So what happens? It's got meat, it's got beef, it's got chicken, and it's got all sorts of food. They say, "Oh well, I can do it later." You know what happens the next day? You invite a bunch of cockroaches coming to your table, and it comes to your home, it invades your home. It's like an open invitation for cockroaches. So what I'm saying is, there are consequences. You see, if you this is so one is the bailout. These are the bad solution, and this is the void. Life problem plus avoid equals more consequences. So this problem is just as bad as this one. This one, if you have this, you might avoid the problem, but you will not be able to know how to handle the problem. So this one, avoid, you invite the cockroaches. So life problem plus avoid. I don't want to clean the table. I get cockroaches. I don't want to pay the fines. My fine increase. I don't want to pay the bills. My bills increase. And I don't want to clean my car. My car gets so dirty, it becomes like a lemon. But I don't want to service my car, so you have all this problem. So life problems, you have free action. You could take action, find ways, think of ways, resource ways to solve it. Even if you don't have all the money upfront, all the resource upfront, you can think of ways to resolve it. Bailout, you can ask people for help, but you don't learn how to solve the problem yourself. You will not learn how to overcome it. For example, if someone has I'll just give an example. Like if someone has a debit card or credit card, very expensive, and someone else always pays the bill, you can use that credit card to buy that $2,000 handbag or $3,000 item. But if you never earned it yourself, you don't have that. You don't know what it's like to go there, and it can lead to your brain saying being lazy. Oh, I want that $3,000 bucks, but I already have that money in the bank. Someone's put that money in. I never had to work a day in my life. The money is always there. So you become lazy, dependent, and responsible. So let's just say that one day income is cut off because that person providing or the person is no longer there is gone. you actually will have this would become this, because if there's no income coming in, you have more consequence. You won't be able to meet all your obligations. So what I am saying is, the more problems you solve yourself, the more powerful you become, because you are able to overcome anything. Okay, that's what I want to share.